Welcome to Self Love Chats, the podcast where choosing yourself stops being a someday and becomes a today.
Yes, ma'am. We're two friends who clawed our way out of survival mode and we're still becoming her right alongside you.
Whether you are just starting your self love journey or you are learning how to trust yourself again, you are in the right place.
So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's have the conversations we all need to but do not have often enough.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you've been with us for these past few weeks, we've talked about survival mode and burnout and scarcity and being the strong friend who holds everybody else together. And last week we talked about moving before you feel ready. Today, we're getting into something that honestly does not get talked about enough.
Mm-mm.
And when it does happen to people, most of them do not even have a word for it. We're talking about grief,
Mhm.
but probably not the grief that you're picturing right now when I say that out loud.
Right. Because when you hear grief, you think somebody died or a relationship ended. And that is real grief. But we are talking about a quieter one that almost nobody warns you about. We are talking about grieving the version of yourself that you have outgrown. Because here's the thing that nobody tells you when you decided to grow. Becoming a new woman is not only about what you gain. Sometimes the hardest part is what you have to set down and letting go, even when it is the healthy thing, even when you chose it, does not always feel good on the way through.
And that's a fact.
Mhm.
And I think that's why so many women start growing and then they quietly pull themselves back because they hit this grief that they weren't expecting and they think something is wrong. Or
Mhm.
they think, why does becoming better feel like I'm losing something? And nobody ever told him that it's supposed to feel that way.
Yeah, that was something that caught me off guard when I started to grow. And, the friends stopped wanting to answer your phone. And it's like, or you're trying to have those conversations and they don't hit the way they used to, that gossip. And that is, yeah, so that's exactly it. I do not think anyone prepares us for this part of personal growth. Everybody online is talking about becoming your highest self. You probably have seen these videos. I mean, we post them all the time. Level up, blow up, become her. And I am all for it. That is literally our whole thing. But nobody talks about what it has to die first for that woman to exist. And sometimes what has to go is an old habit, an old relationship. Sometimes it is a belief you have carried your whole life. This is the one that gets people. It is the version of you that actually kept you safe for years.
Ooh, that last one is so real. Because when I really look at it, the woman who was always people pleasing, she kept me safe, comfortable. Like she
Mhm.
really did. She made sure nobody was ever upset with me so I couldn't get hurt. Nothing would ever bother me. The woman who overworked, who never sat down, she thought she was protecting my future. And the woman who would not ask a single soul for help. She was trying to make sure I was never going to get let down or be disappointed by somebody telling her no. So when it's time to release those women, it's not simple because we do not hate them. We're grateful to them. They got us through some things that we never thought we would be able to get through. But the truth is, none of them can lead us where we're going now, today, what our next step is. They can't help us move forward in our next journey. They've helped us with so much in the past, and we're grateful. We don't hate them. But
Mm-mm.
it's time to release that grief and move forward into the new person we're becoming, the new one.
Mhm. And that is the whole tension of it all. You are not releasing a villain. You're releasing someone who loved you and protected you the only way she knew how. That is what makes it grief and not just a decision.
So let me ask you something. I'm gonna ask you straight, okay? Can
Mhm.
you think of a version of yourself that you actually had to grieve?
Oh, absolutely. I have many. I have so many versions of myself
Hmm.
that I have had to grieve at different stages of my life. And the main one, the most recent one, I know exactly who she is. I had to grieve the woman who believed she had to carry every single thing by herself. In case you know my story, the
Hmm.
woman was not born out of nowhere. I was a single mom who survived. I survived so much. I raised my girls largely on my own. I cared for my mom while she was dying, all at the same time. So for years, my definition of strength was I do not need anybody. Needing people felt dangerous because the times I did need people, it did not always go well. So I built this whole identity around being the one who holds it all. And it genuinely got me through some of my hardest seasons of my life.
But I'm pretty sure it got heavy during those times, right?
Yeah. It got so heavy. And the wild part is the same woman followed me right into my business. Because when I started building, I would not let anybody help me there either. I always knew the right thing. My gosh, I remember getting in so many fights because I was not coachable whatsoever with my then boyfriend, now husband. I would not delegate. I would not invest in support. I would not ask for help. Or when they gave help, I didn't like the help. And I'm like, I think I know better. I would not ask a mentor a real question because I did not want to look like I did not know.
Hmm.
And I bought some coaching before, and it's sad when you buy coaching and you don't utilize it to its fullest potential. I thought doing it all alone was noble. It was just fear wearing a work ethic. When I finally started letting people support me in my life and in my business, felt so uncomfortable being vulnerable, not because it was wrong, but because it was unfamiliar. It felt like I was feeling exposed. My body did not have a memory of being held, so being held felt like a threat instead of a relief. And I had to grieve her to let anybody in.
Hmm.
Okay, well, what about you? Who did you have to grieve?
Honestly, I would say my recent surgery changed most of it for me because that season, my entire identity was wrapped up in moving my body. I'm a dancer. I teach twerk fitness. I do stretching classes. I do all type of fitness things with Fit with Keish. I built Fit with Keish on movement. So my whole thing was helping women get their bodies to move and feel the embodiment within their body through movement. I always thought moving and producing and teaching and creating, I was always moving, making jewelry, doing something. And that was who I was. So to suddenly have to just sit down and realizing after surgery, my body said, no, we can't do that. You need to slow down. And I couldn't push through it this time. That's when I realized I was grieving the person that I built for my business. I was grieving her because I couldn't be the person that I invented, the woman. So I had to sit down and listen to my body.
That's so hard. That is so hard. And I remember how hard that was for you at first. I remember you calling me like, girl, 3 days out. You're like, I just can't keep my eyes open, but I can work on something. I can meet if you need to. I'm like, girl, go take a nap.
Yes, it was awful at first. If I'm honest, at first I felt guilty, like I was letting everybody down by resting, trying to work with you, say, Teresa, I, I'm on pain meds, but let's do this. I'm just trying my best to move. And thank God, yeah, I had my girl on my side saying, girl, if you don't sit down and be
Mm.
quiet and heal. So you made sure you did barely talk to me for the first 2 weeks. So I'm grateful for that. And But I was felt like I was letting everybody down by resting. Then I got frustrated because I didn't know who I was if I wasn't doing something. I was like, who is
Mm,
this woman? And eventually it hit me. And this part even took me a while to admit out loud. I wasn't grieving my health. I was grieving the version of me who believed her whole value came from always doing
yeah.
something, always move. Not my health. It was me grieving the woman who had to be busy. The woman who thought if she ever stopped producing, stopped working, stopped doing content, stopped putting the things out there, that I wouldn't be worth anything. And that's a hard thing to look at because I teach movement where my body was teaching me that I'm still worthy, sitting completely still in all moments.
Yeah. I'd say the same for me in a different way. It's like as the single mom, I was always working 3 jobs, right? It's like I'm always going. Rest and sitting down did not is like, what am I missing? What needs to get done? Like everything always felt like it was on fire at all times.
Yes.
And that is not a contradiction of your work or my work or any of the work, right? It's like that is the deepest version of how we need to become the person that we were put on this earth for, the living in that purpose and not feeling overwhelmed, not feeling that burnout.
Yeah. And,
Mm.
and allowing yourself to be comfortable living in that moment.
Yeah.
And it really is the deepest version of it because embodiment was never about
Mhm.
hustling in your body, moving fast, doing all of the things. It's about
Mhm.
being home in your body, whether or not you're moving, resting, or sitting still. My surgery made me practice what I teach.
That's
And
so
it's hard it's so funny. We are funny creatures. We build ourselves on learning, having something to show people, and sometimes we don't take our own advice. Okay.
Mhm.
So I actually had to practice what I teach. I spent many years helping women reconnect to themselves through movement. And I had to learn that I was still heard the whole time. I'm still valuable, even on the days I can't move at all. Even on the days when I need help getting in and out the shower and the tub, I was okay with that. I had to know that I was still that girl, okay?
Mhm.
And that version of me, that was the version of me that I had to grieve. The one who only felt enough when she was doing all of the things.
It's so powerful. Oh, let's actually name what this grief looks like because I think women miss it. I know it took us way too long to actually figure this out, and we want to cut that short for you and give you like what's
Uh-huh.
worked for us. Because sometimes when you're in it, you can't it's hard to recognize it because grief and personal growth is not always tears. Sometimes grief looks like suddenly questioning yourself out of
Mm.
no, oh, this one is something I struggle with. Even today, I was working on a project and I'm like, I go into my AI and I'm like, is this the right thing? Am I missing something? Could this be better? What's wrong with this? Right? It's like always questioning. Sometimes it looks like feeling lonely in a season that is technically going well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it looks like lying awake, wondering if you made the right decision when a month ago you were so sure. I know we all have that one project of like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever.
Oh,
And then like a week later, you're like, I don't know if this is right for me.
that's that imposter syndrome coming in,
Mhm,
that you coming
mhm.
in that you need to tell to shut the F up, you
Yep.
know? And it happens to the best of us. We're literally doing something. We're moving with good pace. We're on task. We have a good plan. We like, this is gonna be the best project ever. And they're like, oh no, what
Mhm.
if a meteor hits my computer and I can't, like, it just the randomest things. And it's like, oh, it happens to the best of us though.
I mean, a big one for me right now is that I batch recorded like 6 pieces of content last week. And then like the day I'm supposed to go and post, I mean, I still posted it, but the day I was supposed to go and post it, I'm questioning it. Like, is this
Mhm.
good enough? Should I actually do this? I shouldn't do that. And then I had to remind myself, what my mentor is telling me, reps over research, and you just post. And one of them actually got almost 1,000 views on Instagram, which is crazy for
Yeah,
me because I never get that close unless I collab with you. And so I was so proud of that. And it's just wild how our minds likes to tell us all
yeah.
these wild stories.
Yeah, and sometimes grief doesn't look like what we expect it to.
Mhm.
Sometimes it look like missing people you've outgrown, and man, that's a big
Mhm.
people you realize, like you said it
Mhm.
earlier, you realize the conversations that you're having with other people aren't hitting the same. Like you're
Yeah.
having this conversation and you're like, why am I even listening to this? And it's not that you have any love lost for the person, it's just you just outgrown that. Yeah, that's not where you are anymore.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's missing out on routines that weren't good for you. You used to eat cereal, processed corn syrup, serve fruit, and then not get up and walk and not do what you need to do or move your
Mhm.
body. But now you're walking, you're getting up, you're doing the things, and you're like, oh, I miss laying on the couch and eating my Fruit Loops. Like, no, that and it's okay to have that grief to become a better person.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can know something is no longer healthy for you and still miss it. Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't eat dairy anymore, but the one thing I miss is puffy Cheetos. The Cheeto
Mhm.
puffs, where you leave your fingers up. I miss them orange Cheeto non-real processed cheese food product. I miss them so much, okay? But it's okay that I miss it. I don't need it anymore. That doesn't mean you're wrong to leave it behind. That just is what letting go feels like.
Yeah.
Growth always feels lonely before it always feels freeing. And nobody tells us that the freeing part comes second. You got to go through that first.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Unfortunately. I wish we didn't have to. I was just talking about that the other day. I'm
Right.
like, the only way out is through, and sometimes you don't wanna have to do that?
Yes.
And I think this is where so many of the women we work with quietly turn back because they start building the bigger life, and then the loneliness of the messy middle hits for them, and they read it as a sign that they made a mistake. It is not a sign you made a mistake. It is the grief you were never warned about.
Facts.
Yeah, because then you think you're the problem, but it's actually the process that we all go through.
Mhm.
It's like that's the importance of learning from other people and subscribing to our podcast, reading the things and actually applying what we're saying because we're still in the middle of it. We're still going through it, but these are the things that have helped us, right? And here is the reframe that changed everything for me. Grief is not a sign you are moving backward. It is usually proof that you are moving forward. I help my clients whenever they like are getting in their own head about everything. One thing I have them do is look back last year and see all of the changes that they have made. What are all of those milestones you have hit? What are all the things so that you can see yourself moving forward? Because you can get stuck in this loop and in your head you don't think of it of you grieving an old version of yourself, but that's exactly what it is. It is because you are actually leaving her behind. And it comes off thinking like, I'm not doing enough. This isn't working. This isn't too much. And we're not actually taking the time to dissect and look at the growth. That is growth, that you're moving. You have movement, which means that you are making space. You are releasing. You are evolving. And if you struggle with change, I know that's a hard process for us. The grief,
Mm.
and that's because the grief is not the problem. The grief is the receipt.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And here's one thing I wish every woman listening knew because it
Mhm.
took me years to learn it. You can love who you used to be without ever becoming her again.
Mm,
That version of you deserves your compassion, not your resentment. She got you here.
Mm.
Okay. So shout out to her. She's the reason you survived everything you've been through. But loving her does not mean you have to let her drive you anymore. She's not in control. You can honor her and still take the wheel back.
Yeah. My life coach, one thing that she's helped me through is she has helped me thank her for getting me to where I am and say, "You are okay now. I'm taking over." And that has helped me with being able to process through all of the changes and not beating myself up because of the past mistakes I've done or, you know, the version of myself in the back of and reliving it in my head. And so I want you to just understand that that is the whole thing. She does not have to take you where you are going. And I want you guys to hear this so bad. And if you take notes while listening to our podcast, please write that down.
Mhm.
Put it on a sticky note. Put it where you in the mirror and say it to yourself every single day. Right? She does not have to take me where I am going. Thank you for getting me to where I am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm stronger now. I got this. She was built for where you have been, and now you are growing into a whole new woman. So, Keish, what does becoming her actually look like right here in this specific thing?
Becoming her means honoring the woman who carried you through survival without asking her to carry you into the future.
Yeah.
It means turning around and actually thanking her out loud verbally and feeling it through your heart when you say these things, loving her, learning from her, and gently telling her, I got it from here, boo. That's it. That is what healing actually looks like. It's not slamming the door on who you were. It's a soft handoff. It's looking at the woman who did the best she could with the best she had and saying, you can rest now. Thank you. And I've got this. And that's what I want everybody to know and understand. Like Teresa said, take the notes, write these things down, and say these things to yourself to really channel that energy.
100%. I think that that's the biggest thing is actually taking action and doing the things when you're going through the process of becoming her and you're on this personal growth journey and you're trying to change your mindset and you want more money and you want the business and you want the things to actually happen for you. But there's all of these little pieces. We think it's like this one big bullet that you just shoot and everything else happens, but it's not. It's all of these little BBs that you push out. And that is what makes everything work. That's what gets you to the next level. That's what helps you on this journey of life, right? And I want the woman listening to hear that. Like, this is the important part. This is the work that matters. This is the work that is going to get you to the place that you want to be. You know, one of our frameworks that we talk about inside becoming her is be, do, have. You have to be the woman to do the thing to have the result that you want to have. So busy trying to hate her old self into changing instead of giving yourself compassion and love because it does not work. Shame yourself into being, you thank yourself into it. So take a moment this week and ask yourself a hard question. If you can, if you're not driving and you're just sitting, go grab your journal right now. Because the person who gets the life that they want, who gets that dream life that they want to have, they are an action taker. My mentor always said, action takers are money makers. And that's my version of myself, who I am right now. Who am I actually afraid to let go of? And that might feel heavy. And just think about that. Who am I actually afraid to let go of? Is it that comfort zone? Is it that imposter syndrome? Is it that that self-hatred? Is it the feeling of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy? Is it
That
I'm afraid that people are gonna look at me funny?
mhm.
Mhm.
Don't forget about that guilt.
Guilt? Woo! That guilt, that'll get you. And I do not mean another person. Maybe your spouse, you're like, "You know what? My spouse could be more helpful. My spouse could, encourage me more. My friend group could help me." No, this is internal. What inside of you are we having to let go of? What version of you are you still holding on to because she feels safe? You know, they say our subconscious is just trying to protect us. The same thing, like when we're trying to do something new, it's the same response in our brain of like seeing like a bear or like, our body going into fight or flight. And it's the same reason why if you were in an abusive relationship, why so many women don't leave because they felt it was chaotic and it was chaos and it wasn't healthy, but our brain, it was normal to us and our brain keeps us safe. And we want to let go of that because our brain, buddy, we want more. We want more in our life than what we have currently. And our brain, sometimes you want to hurt, keep us backwards.
So, what old identity are you still protecting? Is it the perfectionist, the people pleaser, the overachiever who can't sit down, the woman who never rests, never needs, or never asks? And what if the most loving thing you could do this week is finally let her rest?
Mhm. And I will add one more because this is our lane and I have lived it. For a lot of you, the version of you are protecting is the one who stays small. So she cannot fail out loud.
Mm.
The one who quits the business before it gets real. So nobody can watch it not work. That was a big one for me. I
Mhm.
was afraid of success, and this is the thing I'm processing right now, and I hold myself back and I keep myself small because $1,000,000 has felt scary before, and this is something that I am actively retraining my brain for, that it is normal, that it is okay, that I deserve it, and she might be the one it is time. And that smaller version of you, she might be the one it is time to lovingly release.
So, this week's Becoming Her challenge is simple and it's powerful.
Yeah.
So, make sure you actually do it.
Mhm.
Not just nod at it while you're driving in the car or jot it down and throw it away on a sticky note for later. Okay. Actually do the things you're going to do. Be, do, have, right?
Mhm.
All right. So we're going to have you write a letter to the version of yourself you are leaving behind. Thank her for what she carried. Forgive her for what she did not know yet. And celebrate her for getting you this far.
Mhm.
Write it out in full detail and then write one single sentence at the bottom, welcoming the woman you will come back to, welcoming the woman you are becoming. And keep that letter somewhere you will come back to because you're going to want to read this again on a hard day. And it's
Mhm.
really going to hit hard because you wrote this for yourself. You took
Mhm.
the time out to pour into yourself. So make sure you actually do this activity because this is for you. This isn't for us. We do the activities. We need you to pour into yourself and actually channel the energy put the energy into what you want.
Yes, ma'am. And before we go, let's leave you with one truth to hold on to this week. Make sure to write this down.
Here's today's truth. You do not have to become someone else to become her. You are not building a stranger. You just have to release everything that no longer fits who you have always been underneath the fear.
Mhm.
She is not new. She is the you that was under there the whole time, waiting for you to put down everything that was covering her. You know that diamond in the rough? Yeah,
Mhm.
honey, that's you. And if you're ready to start showing up as her today, we made something just for you. It's our free 5-minute her activation ritual. It's a simple daily practice to help you shift your energy and reconnect with yourself. Start moving through your day as the woman you are becoming in just 5 easy minutes. It is the easiest 5 steps out there, and it's free. So grab it. The link is in the description and actually use it to your advantage.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. If today spoke to you, there is a good chance somebody you love is grieving a version of that herself too. It does not have the words for it yet. Send her this episode. That is how these conversations reach women who need them.
Definitely.
And if you like this episode, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or wherever you are listening to our podcast and follow along to all of our episodes. They're going to get juicy. Next week, we are getting into something so many women live through and almost never understand. And it ties right into everything we said today. What do you think it is, Keisha?
Hmm. Hmm. I think I should. I'm not sure. Why don't you tell me?
Why you self-sabotage right when life gets good.
Ooh-wee, they don't want to miss that one. You do not want to miss this one, guys. You do
No,
not.
I'm guilty.
I'm telling you. So
Mhm.
remember, self-love is not something you earn. It is something you choose again and again and again every single day.
Until next time.
Keep becoming her.